Hello YouTube, it's DsChroniclesTho, and yes, we're back at it again this week. So you know how it goes, another week, another chapter. However, before we get into this week's chapter, let's quickly do a recap of what happened last week. Alright, so last week, your boy was doing pretty good for himself, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lacey were dating, we were finishing up our senior year, we went to prom together, it was pretty good. I mean, she was looking good as fuck, and then I was looking alright, you know what I'm saying? And then prom was really fun. After prom, we went to a crazy ass party where everyone was being ratchet as fuck, but I mean, we still had a good time, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where we left off. So this week we'll be picking it up right after that. So we went to sleep at that party, and the next day when we woke up, everybody left. We had to go back to our homes and shit like that. And then we got all of our things. I had to go back, and actually the next day when I got home, I had to return my tux, or else I was gonna get charged for another day. So I got home quick and everything like that, and then Lacey, since she was the one driving, she dropped me off at home, and then she went home too, so she could put all her stuff away and everything like that. And I was putting my I put my tux in the little shit that it comes with, you zip it up and everything like that, and then I left it, and I was tired as fuck though, because we didn't really sleep that much. So I left it just on the thing, and then on the couch, sorry. And then my mom was like, "Oh yeah, I'll just drop it off for you." So I got home, and then I went back to sleep because I was tired as fuck from the party and everything like that. And when I woke up, my mom had already returned it and everything like that. And I got a phone call from Lacey, and then she was like, "Oh, just so you know, I think I left my camera in your tux pocket." And I was like, "Oh. Well, my mom returned it. Maybe she took it out, right?" So I went to go talk to my mom, and she was like, "Oh no, I didn't check it at all. I thought it was done. I thought you took everything out already, so I just returned it." And I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then the thing that sucked is when I after I did that, I remembered that when I got the tuxedo, the lady who was renting it, she's saying, "Just so you know, be sure to check all the pockets, because as soon as we get these, we send them off to some fucking factory shit or something like that." I don't know. She's they send them somewhere to get them clean and shit, but they don't actually do them at the place. They just send them off to somewhere else. And she was like, "Make sure you check all your pockets and all that shit before you turn these things in, because as soon as we get them, we just send them off right away." And I was like, "Fuck!" So then, as soon as that happened, I called them, and I was like, "Yo, did you happen to get a fucking camera?" And then she was like, "No, I'm sorry. We already sent the thing out. All I can do is ask the place that cleans them. All I can do is just say, if you find a camera, can you send it back?" But I mean, they never fucking did. That they just didn't. I guess I'm sure that place probably gets shit like that all the time, and the workers probably just take them. I really don't know, but I mean, it was pretty fucked up. So it sucked, because all the pictures that we took, all that shit that we did, while we were out on prom, we lost all of that shit, because it was all on that one camera, and I left it in my fucking pocket, and that shit got sent off. And it was even more bogus, because not only did we lose all that shit, but on top of that, it wasn't my camera, it wasn't Lacey, it was Lacey's mom's camera. And Lacey's mom had a bunch of pictures on that camera also, of shit that she's done, when she went on trips, and all it was just, there were so many pictures on there that just were never gonna come back, and they were really nice memory type things. And I mean, her mom was pissed off that I lost it, and Lacey was pissed off that that happened to us, and I was like, "Damn it, of course that shit happens to me." I just always have bad luck. So I was annoyed that I fucking forgot the thing. And then my mom was sad, because she felt like she should have checked the pockets, even though she thought that I already did. She felt like she should have done it anyways. So then she was upset that she forgot it, and that it got sent off. And then she was mad at the place that they didn't check the pockets when you get the tuxes. But everybody was just all mad, and everybody was mad. Everybody was upset. But at the end of the day, at least it was just pictures. You know, it wasn't like it was anything crazier than that. Like it was it would have been nice to have all that shit, but at least it wasn't anything worse than just losing the camera, right? So after a little bit of like everybody getting over it and everything like that, you know, it took a little bit, but eventually we're all fine again. It's like whatever, you know, it's just pictures. And so I mean, after that, after prom, like for the seniors at the school, like our school year is like just about over. Like we have like I think it's like a week or maybe two after prom, and then like that's it. Like we're out. And it was funny because at this time, like you know, Lacey was talking about like where we're gonna go to college like after high school and everything like that. Just talking about that, and I had already told her that I didn't really think. I mean, for a while I didn't really want to go off to college after high school, just because like in school I was never a good student. Like I pick up on things really quick and everything like that, and like I can do good on tests and quizzes. But like besides that, like when it comes to like homework or like anything like I don't know, just like things like tests and chores I'm supposed to be doing. Like I don't know, like I just it was always really difficult for me to get that shit done. I just like pretty much never did, and so my grades were always like very averagely mediocre at best, you know. So I kind of just didn't really think I was gonna do that, and she like kind of was like, the fuck are you thinking? Like obviously you're going to college. So she kept like trying to push me to do that, and then I mean by the end of the year, like I kind of felt like you know what, like fuck it, like I'll do it. And the thing was, so she wanted to go to a community college first for 2 years, get her associates, and then transfer out to a university. She wanted to do that because she would just want to get like her gen eds out of the way, and she didn't want to spend like a lot of money at a university by doing it when we can just get that shit done like at a community college, you know. And I kind of felt like you know a lot of people in my family did that, so it worked out for them really well, and they were able to save like a lot of money doing it. So I was kind of like you know what, fuck it, like I'll just do it, you know, like I'll try and do better while I'm at college. Like I kind of thought of it as like, oh, like this, maybe I could turn this into like my branching out point kind of shit. Like maybe I can like turn my academic history around like while I'm off, right? So, I mean, I was like, you know what, I'll do that too. Like she convinced me to do it, so I was like, fuck it, like that's what I'll do. Like I'll go to a community college also, and then I'll get my 2 years done right there, and then like if things are looking up, like hopefully everything goes well, and I can transfer out and I can go to university also after that. So we had all that shit planned out, right? So finally we're getting to graduation, and it's like gonna be like her graduation. Like I said, since she's at a different school, like it sucked because they were on the same day. So it sucked because on top of that, it was so far away, like where my thing was gonna be held at and where hers was gonna be held at, that there was no way to like I would be able to go to mine, finish it, and then drive all the way to hers and then catch hers also. Like it was just there was too much of a distance between it, and the times weren't like there wasn't enough of a gap in between. So I wasn't actually able to go to hers, and she wasn't able to go to mine. But I mean, it was still cool. Like we both like it was still cool the fact that like we both did graduate. And, like we did see each other later on that day. So I mean, I still saw like her with like her fucking gown and all that shit, you know. And then she saw me like with mine on and everything like that. But it was really cool because on top of that, so I'm pretty close with my with one of my cousins in Texas. We're about the same age. So he wanted to come out, like he wanted to fly over and like go to my graduation because I did the same thing for his when he graduated. And so he came to my graduation, and like it was like the funniest fucking thing. Okay, so he was here, right? And we it was like the same day of graduation, okay? So he was staying at my house. So it was late that night, right? And my friend Bob, like he went to a party that night for since we graduated and everything like that. Like there was like a party going on. It was actually like Bob lives like in my neighborhood. He lives like 4 blocks from me. And then this other person that we knew like in our neighborhood, he was throwing a party that night. And then I mean I don't really fuck with parties like that, so I didn't really care about going. But Bob, I mean he wanted to go, right? So he went. So I was at home, right? It was just like me and my cousin James. Like we were just chilling out and everything like that. And like it was, I want to say it was like 1 in the morning, something like that. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, right? I get a phone call from Bob, and he calls me, and he was like, "Dude, like, I'm kind of fucked up right now, and I don't want to go home because my parents are up. Like they're gonna know that I was out drinking. You know what I'm saying?" So he was like, "Is it cool if I crash at your place tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, that's fine. Like, I'll just let you into the back door, and we can just like chill downstairs, and like, you can just like go sleep there. It's like it's not a big deal, right? So he's like, cool, cool, cool. So I mean, he would, like I said, it was in the neighborhood, so he was just walking from the party to my place, and so like it was like a couple minutes later, about like 10, 15 minutes later, he calls me, right, and he goes, hey, I mean, I pick up, I'm like, hey, what's up, are you here? And he's like, yeah, we're outside, and then he hangs up, and I realized that he said we're outside. And I was the like what the fuck? Like is he like that fucked up? Like he thinks like there's like he thinks there's like multiple people? I don't know, right? So I go to the door to like let him in, and I fucking it's him and two other guys. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like what the fuck is this? So I mean, I'm not gonna just have him like standing outside like interrogating them. So like I was like, okay, so I let them in, and then one of the guys that was with him was his cousin. And I mean, I knew his cousin, like me and him are cool and everything like that, so it wasn't a big deal. But the other guy that was with him, like I didn't know who the fuck that was. Like I did not know who the fuck that was. I was like, what the hell? And then like Bob looked at me because he like saw my face. He was like, I'll explain. Hold on. And then so they come in and like Bob, he's fine. Like I mean, he told me he was fucked up, but like he was super calm, like chill, like it wasn't like he was stumbling or like mumbling over his words, and like he looked super okay. But like his cousin and this other random guy, like they were gone as fuck, like they were gone. And then so like they come stumbling in, and they're like tripping and shit, like walking in the door. I'm like, what the like they're being loud as shit, right? And like I said, it's like 1 in the morning. Like my parents are asleep. Like everybody in the house is asleep. The only people who are up right now are me and my cousin James, right? So like they come in, and like the back door, how it's set up is like I have a room. There's the back door is like in the room, and that room leads directly into like the downstairs living room, right? And that's where me and James are at. We're in the downstairs living room. I think we were watching like a movie or some shit on Netflix. I don't really remember, but we were down there like watching something on TV. So they come in, and when they walk in, Bob was like, "Yo, you guys need to shut up. You guys need to shut up," and everything like that. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good." So then they come in, and I'm like, "You guys can like sleep like on the floor, like I can like throw some blankets and shit, but like I don't have like beds for them to stay in. You know what I'm saying?" So they're like, "Oh yeah, that's fine, that's fine." So they lay down, and like I said, like his cousin and this random dude, like they're super fucked up. So as like they're like being loud as shit, but as soon as they lay down, like I throw them a pillow, give them a blanket, they fucking knock out like instant. And Bob, he's like, all right, let me explain what happened. So like we like walk over like out of the living room, and they're just like asleep, like they just like passed the fuck out like right there on the floor, like as soon as they lay down, right? And then he's like, I'm sorry, like I really wasn't trying to bring them, like he was with his cousin. So he was like, I mean, I figured it'd be cool if I brought my cousin because like you guys are cool, and like he was right, like that was true. Like I didn't care that his cousin was there. He was like, but when we were walking here, like we didn't drive or anything like that. We walked here, and when we were walking here, like this guy, I guess like that's Bob's friend. That I mean, I just don't know him, but he was following us the whole time. We were trying to like run like through streets and like fucking like run through woods and shit like that, like trying to trying to lose. Trying to lose him, but we couldn't. Like he kept keeping up with us, and then finally we were like, oh fuck it, like he's already all the way out here, might as well just like bring it. And he was like, but if it's like a problem, like fuck it, I'll just take him to my place, and if my parents like catch us, then like I'll just like get in trouble, like it's whatever. Like I'm not trying to bring like some random ass dude to like to your house or whatever. And I was like, nah, like it's fine. Like it was weird at first, but like I mean, I'd rather have like this dude like crash at my place as opposed to like you get in trouble for going home, you know. So like, I was like, I'll just let it rock, right? And then he was like, well, I mean, we'll be out like early in the morning, so it won't even like it won't be a problem, right? Like I'll wake him up early, and then we'll be out. We'll just go out the back door also, and then like it'll be like we were never here, okay? I was like, you know, that's fine. So I'm out there, and fucking so when finally me and Bob, like when he like explained everything like that, I go back to like my cousin, and like, when I walk in the room, I realize that like they fucking reek of alcohol. Like they fucking stink. Oh my god, they stink so bad. And then like the downstairs living room, that's where my cousin was gonna be sleeping. So I asked him like, yo, are you like cool with like sleeping in the room or whatever, and then he was like, nah, dude, like they fucking stink. Like can I sleep somewhere else? And I was like, yeah, you know what, honestly, like, you can just like sleep in my room. Like it's not a big deal. Like I'll sleep out here with them just to make sure that they don't like fuck anything up, and like I'll just like take care of it, right? So so that's what we do. Like he goes into my room and he just like sleeps on the bed and shit. And Bob, like he like left, right? I didn't really know where he was, and then I realized like, he was in the bathroom. So I was like, oh, he's probably like peeing or whatever. And so like we're like James is like moving all of his shit, right? And then like I realized that Bob's been in the bathroom for a really long time, and I go over there to like see if like he's good or whatever, and I knock on the door, and like when I knock on it, like he didn't close it, like that shit just like swung open, right? And he's fucking passed out, like sitting on the toilet, like he is knocked out sitting on the toilet, and so I was like, what the fuck? So I close the door and I like start, like, I was like trying to wake, I'm like trying to wake him up. I'm like, Bob, wake up, Bob. And then he finally wakes up and he's like, oh shit, my bad. so like he fucking gets up, he comes out and he's like, he was like, how long was I out? I was like, I don't know, you were in there for like 10 minutes, like I don't know. And he was like, all right, I'm good. So he goes to the living room. He's gonna go lay down and sleep, right? And he walks into the room, and like as soon as he fucking walked into the room, this dude just fucking throws up like all over the fucking floor. Oh my god, it was fucking nasty as fuck, and it was like literally like just straight vodka. Like it was just all over the floor. Like it was like, oh my god, it was nasty, dude. There was like it looked like he didn't even eat all day. Like it was just like pure alcohol that like got thrown up. And then like so he throws up, right? And then he stops. Then he looks at me, he's like, my bad, I'll clean that up in the morning. And then then he like fucking falls asleep like right there. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I did not know that like I said, like when he walked in he looked like he was good. Like he looked like he was like good to go. He was fine like that. And then like it wasn't until like later on that I realized like, damn, this dude is like, I mean, I guess like he really like did get like that fucked up to where he doesn't even know what he's doing, right? So he just fucking like passes out like right there, and he just like falls down like on the couch. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So then I had to like clean this shit up, right? I'm like cleaning it up, stinks like alcohol everywhere. And finally I'm like, all right, I cleaned everything. Everything smells nice. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep too. So I go to sleep, and then like in the morning he wakes me up, and it's like, I don't know, it's like 7 in the morning or some shit. So it was only like a couple hours later. He like wakes me up and he's like, all right, dude, like sorry about that. Like I would have cleaned it up, but it looks like you got it already. Like, are we cool? And I was like, dude, like it's cool. Like I'm really not worried about it. So he's like, all right, well I'm gonna like get all these guys out so then they leave and everything like that. But I was just like, what? Like, and it's funny because like that was the first time that like my cousin, like that was the first time my cousin ever like came to visit me, like from Texas, and that was like the first time he ever like met Bob and shit. And he was like, damn, like the first time I met him, like he's like fucked up, like thrown all over the floor and shit. Like it was so funny, dude. It was so funny. That night was just reckless as shit. I mean, my parents never said anything about it, so I don't even know if they ever even knew. I mean, I don't know if they ever smelled it. Like I said, I cleaned it up as good as I could, and I did spray that shit up. So hopefully, like nothing, like they never even noticed. That'd be pretty tight. But man, those dudes like fuck, they were fucked up. But the cool part about it was, I think the cool part about that though is the fact that like that was like the last memory I have like of high school. Like that was like, cause that was like the end, right? Like it was right after we graduated and everything like that, and then like that shit happened like that night, and then after that it was like we were out, you know, like it was over, like it was into the summer going into college and shit like that. So it was like, I thought it was, I mean, even though it was like kind of fucked up that like he like threw up all over my shit like in the basement and everything like that. Like it was, I still thought like it was a really funny way to like end as like the final like punctuation on high school, you know. So like after that, like the only things that were left to do like that was like reminiscent of high school was just like the graduation parties to like, go to and shit like that. But mine was like around my birthday, because my mom, like my birthday is June 13th, so my mom wanted to have like my graduation like and my birthday kind of like fused together. So I mean that was when I had mine. So I was probably like one of the earliest ones I even know who had it. And then Lacey had hers like mid-July, you know. So those were pretty cool. I mean those were fun and everything like that. But for the most part, what we did like that summer, me and Lacey were like, we just kind of hung out like a lot, you know, and like try to like work on things together, and like we like thought about school, and like we were like applying. I mean, we were like thinking like we had applied to the community college, and then I mean we got in and everything like that. It wasn't like that really wasn't too much of an issue, you know. But we were like going over like the shit that we were gonna be doing, like what classes we were gonna be taking, and like, trying to figure out like what was the best way to do it, trying to like get our schedules down, you know, like figure out like okay, like I want to be at school from this time and this time, and then like so I never had a job before that. When I was in high school, I never had a job just because like I didn't really need one. My parents were kind of like cool with me just focusing on school and like not really like worrying about working or anything like that. Like they were just like it's whatever, you know. And I liked it because I didn't like a lot of my friends had jobs and they were going to school and they always seemed like they hated it, you know. So like it was pretty chill for me to like not have to do that. But now that I'm gonna be in college, like my parents kind of expected me to also get a part time job to go along with it. So I was like, fuck it, you know, I'll do it. So I was trying to figure out like, and then Lacey, she had a job. She had a job like all of high school. Like as soon as she was able to get a job, like she got one. She had like been working the entire time, and she was like trying to figure out for herself also like what schedules would be good, like what times to be at school, like how long to be there, like what classes to take on what days, like try to have like our breaks not be too big between classes, so that way we can just like get the day over with really quickly. And like that was pretty much like we were doing that like a lot of the summer was like all that was that taking place. And then I don't know, I kind of felt like I didn't really want to start working until school started. Like I wanted like that summer to just be like, I wanted that summer to be like me just like not really doing shit because like I don't know, I just finished high school. I thought like it'd be cool to like just chill like one last time, you know, because like I said, I'm gonna be working, so that means even like every following summer coming like from now on, I'm gonna be having a job over the summer also. So this was like my last summer to like just chill out. And on top of that, the way the school year was gonna be working out was that I mean high school gets out later than the college I was going to. Like their second semester lets out earlier than my high school does, and their semester starts before my high school would. So like essentially my summer was going to be a lot shorter just because I was getting out later and I was going to be starting earlier than normal. So I was already going to have like a shortened summer, so I was just wanted that to be like one last time to just be like chilling out, just be like doing whatever I want, you know. Like I said, like the whole summer was just like me and Lacey were just like looking at that shit to do, and then we got all that stuff squared away, and then we got all our classes done, everything like that. So that whole part of like going into college was already done, and we just spent the rest of the summer just like hanging out and like just like working on our relationship, you know, like working on like how like we want it to be, like talking about like where like we want it to be heading and like where like we want our lives to be going, like a lot of shit like that. Like we really wanted to talk about like what future we had like together and like what future we had for each other kind of thing, because since we were transitioning into college, like it just felt like those topics were like appropriate to get into, you know. And on top of that, like we did feel that we were in our serious relationship, and we did like have like strong feelings towards each other. So it made a lot of sense to like try and like work on like what we wanted to accomplish like out of it, and like where we wanted to be together, and like where we wanted to go, you know. So then as the summer wrapped up, you know, like it was really fun and everything like that. But by the end of it, I was just really excited to like start college, and I was excited to see like where I was gonna go in the future, you know, and like also where we would like go in the future together.